Hello everybody, I'm Trae Dauby with the Dauby team of Keller Williams Capital Realty. Today I'm going to talk with you for a quick minute about how interest rates affect the real estate market. So in the past 10 years, interest rates have been fairly low whenever you look at long term. In the 70s and 80s, you may hear a lot of horror stories where people were paying interest rates in excess of 10%. I actually looked back at a historical trend, and in the early 80s, interest rates got as high as 19%, which is crazy. Whenever I bought my first house in the mid-2000s, interest rates were right around 6%, and they've remained even lower than that for the past several years. For the last 3 to 4 years, interest rates have been hovering right around the 3 to 4%. They keep talking about the Fed raising the rate, which will raise mortgage interest rates. They've been talking like that's going to happen for the last year or two. It's been slow to happen, but interest rates are finally starting to creep up a bit. Last year at this time, we were seeing interest rates right around 4% on a 30-year mortgage. That has climbed up to 4.5% now. So how this affects the real estate is obviously as interest rates rise, somebody cannot afford the same home as they once could when interest rates were lower. For example, on a $200,000 house, just a half a point increase on mortgage interest rates affects that person's payment by $60 a month. So as rates climb, people cannot afford as much home as they once could. So if somebody is looking strictly based on payments, somebody that's looking to buy a $200,000 house with a 4% interest rate, if the interest rates were to climb to 5%, that same person could no longer afford that $200,000 house. Now they could just afford a $178,000 house, which is, as you can tell, $22,000 difference on what they can afford. So interest rates are very key to the real estate market. Obviously, this directly affects buyers. A lot of people don't think about this, but it also affects the sellers, because as interest rates rise, people cannot afford those higher end homes, and people begin looking at the cheaper homes, which then, if people cannot buy what they ultimately want, affects the real estate market, and it can turn a hot seller's market into more of a buyer's market. So we're keeping a close eye on interest rates. If you have any questions about the interest rates, feel free to reach out to us at 812-777-4611. Have a great day.